Hello, this is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And just a quick word to those of you who frequent social media and are registered voters, and also those in our real lives that watch videos like these who are registered voters. Today is going to be a big decision for some of you. For others, you won't be voting. Now, here's what I'll say about the people who aren't voting. I'm against not voting, clearly. I think that too many people made the sacrifice for you to vote in our community, in the black community especially, dying for various stupid reasons. And I think that what we need to do is to at least vote for something so it won't be a so it won't be a disgrace to their memory. But see, here's the difficult part about this year, and I do understand that this is why people don't want to vote. You know, look at our choices. I mean, when it comes to politics, black people are either two things. They're extremely pessimistic, or we are extremely ignorant. A lot of blacks really are starting to question why other blacks are 100% loyal to the Democrats. And people have the right to ask those questions. I even started to ask those questions lately myself. Is that why are we voting for someone who is politically a racist versus someone who gives a huge appearance of a racist? And to me, that makes the choices even worse. I mean, Donald Trump has said a lot of stupid things. Biden has done a lot of stupid things. And both of them are written in scandal. Both of them. So both of them are poor decision makers. Both of them are racist. And both of them are just embroidered in scandal. But let's talk about our people for a second. Our people are completely ignoring the Joe Biden scandal. I mean, there was a scandal with Hillary Clinton too, and black people ignored that because they didn't want the orange-haired racist in office, as they say. But my biggest problem is there was not an efficient plan they came up with to make sure that didn't happen. And because of that, we got 4 years of Trump. And the way it's looking right now, those 4 years weren't all that bad. I mean, it's not nearly what the media is making it out to be, and people can't see that. Or our people don't want to see that. However, with Biden, he has a whole 1994, 1995 crime bill on his legacy. And his vice presidential pick has a consistent record for locking up young black men. And the strangest part about it is that black people don't care. They care if Trump appears to be a racist, but they don't care about Biden and Kamala doing things that are really racist and have contributed to the destruction of black communities across America. Also, I noticed one thing, that Democratic voters won't go fact for fact with Republican voters on their candidates. It's always the pandemic was Trump's fault, 200,000 people died because Trump thought that the virus was a hoax. Now, think about how stupid that sounds. I mean, Trump went public and said some things. Yeah, because of lack of knowledge and ignorance, because Trump doesn't have that presidential filter, But remember when all those black people thought they were immune from the coronavirus? And how people kept traveling internationally even though the virus was spreading? You were already talking about Trump, what an idiot Trump was at that point anyway. So there's no way this man can do anything to please you at this point. But 200,000 deaths, that's on the ignorance of Americans. You were given instructions. You knew this virus existed. The fact that Americans kept traveling internationally, and then all the facts they put out about the coronavirus, including a 2-week incubation period and asymptomatic people walking around here just giving it to folks, had a tendency to spread very quickly. Also, Americans weren't listening very well when we started pushing social distancing. Come on now. We got to put that on us too. We didn't want to listen. We wanted to go places, and we still wanted to hang around people. Now, as far as the Republicans on Trump's side having those big rallies where there was no social distancing, and Herman Cain's death did not make that look very good at all. But still, everybody there had all the knowledge in the world that you're supposed to stay 6 feet away from each other and you're supposed to wear masks. If they didn't, that was on them. And Trump, he even caught the coronavirus. And a lot of people were wishing that the coronavirus would take him away. So they end up with incoherent crime bill Joe Biden and lock them brothers up. Kamala Harris. Come on now. But at the end of the day, neither one really is a great decision. Neither one is a good decision. But there's one that is actually better for our community. And your vote today will determine who your allegiance is. I hope y'all out there making the right decision and thinking objectively. But based on some of the things I've seen on social media from Black people, African Americans, ADOS, from some of the things I've seen, I don't think that this is going to be objective. I think you're going to make this decision out of emotion. So whatever happens tonight, live with it. By the way, there are bigger things going on than these two. And trust me on that. We need to get together as a people and come up with some kind of plan, like Ice Cube tried to, but you pooped all over him for it because of the response he gave on how the Democrats responded versus how the Republicans responded. You're mad at him for telling the truth about that instead of saying, man, fuck Trump. These decisions can no longer be made out of emotion when we talk about the furthering and the betterment of our people. But you know what? Go ahead and keep trying to establish that and watch us descend into even more chaos. So get out there and vote, and we'll see what happens. Like, share, subscribe, and Kev We Trust. Goodbye.